the latest in garden design ideas, the best range and water features for pots, plants, expert advice and much, much more.
Welcome to Kings Online. My name's John and today we're going to be showing you how to make a hanging basket. The first thing you've got to do is decide what type of hanging basket to choose. You know, there's lots of different types to choose. The basic one is just an open one like this, just a wire frame, and you have to choose a line to go in it. There's some enclosed ones, just like these plastic ones we've got up here. They're really simple to use. This one's actually got a little saucer on the bottom of it too, just to catch any water. And then the other ones are like these enclosed ones too. These are wicker ones, a bit more decorative. They're really easy to use, especially with you not having to choose a liner as well. For the hanging basket we're going to do today, I thought we'd just use one of these open ones. When you're choosing a liner for it, there's a few options. The most popular option are these pre-made liners. These are really simple. They're made of coconut fibre and they have a plastic layer on the inside as well, just to retain a bit of moisture. These come in various sizes, so you just have to choose the right one for the basket, and then all you do is slot it straight in. It's a bit small for that one. Another option is the loose coconut fibre. This is the same as that, but this is just loose. You just make it up to fit whichever size basket you've got. Basically, you just pull it apart until you've got a nice thick layer on. Do it all up the sides, then fill it in. Today, though, we're going to use sphagnum moss. Now you can either buy sphagnum moss dry or wet. This is the wet variety of it. Or exactly the same, except with the dry one you just have to put it in a bucket of water first, just for it to swell up. What I tend to do is stop the hanging baskets rolling around, just sit them on top of an old pot like that, and it just keeps it a bit more stable, stops it from moving. So we'll start by just putting a layer of moss on the bottom of the hanging basket. Be quite generous with it. You need to do a thick layer. That'll help retain some of the moisture, and the thicker it is, the less likelihood there is of it all falling out. Do it about a third of the way up the basket. Just keep pushing it into place. This is quite wet sphagnum moss, so it'll hold together quite nicely actually. There we go. So do it up to about, that's probably about halfway up the basket, that is. A nice and thick layer. You see it's about 3-4 centimetres thick, that is. And now we'll just put the potting mix inside. Now the potting mix is quite a crucial part of the hanging baskets. Because there's only a small area, it can dry out really quickly. We recommend using King's container mix. Container mix has some water storing granules in it as well, so it does hold on to the moisture quite well. It's also got a little bit of pumice in there and some long-term fertiliser. Here we've got just a load of container mix, so I'll just put some in there just to the top of the sphagnum moss. I'm also going to put some crystal rain in there and some saturates. The crystal rain swells up and holds onto the moisture, and the saturate is a really good product for when the hanging baskets dry out. By using saturate, it makes the most of any water that it's got. Rather than the water passing straight through the hanging basket, it'll hold on to it. The key with the crystal rain, mind you, is to swell it up first before you actually put it into the basket. A lot of people make the mistake by putting the crystal rain just into the basket as the granules, and what happens is overnight, while it gets rained on or as you water it, it swells up and it all tumbles over the edge because there's too much in there. So all I've done last night, I just put some in the bottom of this bucket and filled it with water, and you see it's all swelled up to a nice thick jelly. It won't get any bigger than that now, so there's no chance of it overflowing out the basket. So just put a handful on the top there, as well as a handful of saturate, and mix it in slightly. The good thing about these open weave baskets, it means we can put plants coming out the sides, which will trail down, and some of them can grow up too, and just cover the whole outside of the basket. I've just chosen some mauve coloured lobelia here. Now they're quite small to start with, but they will grow, especially during the summer months. They'll grow so quickly. You can use the small ones. I'm just going to put them at equal spaces all the way around the edge of the pot. There we go, so we've got the plants coming out the side of the baskets there. Now we need to continue the sphagnum moss up the outside and then fill the rest of it with the container mix. So there we go, it's filled right up to the top there, and I've put some more saturated crystal rain in there. You can just see all the little lobelias poking out the sides there. If you want to, you can do a double layer, maybe a layer a bit lower down and another row of lobelia further up, but I think that'll be quite enough. You'll notice in the next few weeks that'll fill out really quickly. Now on the top, this is a fun bit, we can decide what to put into the top there. I tend to start by putting something with a bit more height in the middle. Maybe something like a geranium's always good. They grow really well in hanging baskets. They like it quite dry, so they'll tolerate the hanging basket conditions really well. Just make a little hollow in the middle, firm it in, and cover it back in with soil, and cover it back in with container mix around the outside. Now, you can be as creative as you like with the hanging baskets, you can put whatever you like in. Now, I'm just going to do a mixture of colours, something nice and bright. Start with some blue lobelia on this side, and just start one side and work my way around. I'm using potted colour here, quite big plants, but I want it to look established pretty much straight away. If you want to and you've got a bit more time, you can use seedlings, like what we did on the sides, just in these little 6-packs, and you fill them with seedlings, and they'll soon grow, especially if you do them early in springtime. Also got some bedding begonias here. These work really well in hanging baskets. These will grow more upright, whereas the lobelia will tend to trail over the edge. I've got a cascading variety there, and it'll just trail right over the edge there. Next one I'm going to use is verbena. These are a trailing variety as well. You can get upright verbena. This is actually a trailing one, so this will go over the edge too. So I've got trailing, upright, and then trailing again. And I just continue that all the way around the outside of the basket. There we go, I've filled it right up now. Just continued that pattern around the top there. It looks nice and colourful, just a mixture of colours there. There's still a bit of room for them all to grow. These are still quite big plants, but you still need to make sure there is a bit of room for them to fill out, because it's going to be in here for a few months, maybe 3 or even 4 months. So it's got a bit of growing time. Looks a bit bare around the outside still, but once these get growing, they'll fill out nicely, and we'll have the blue lobelia trailing down against the mauve colour there as well. The next thing to do is just to give it a good water. This has got to be one of the most important parts, because they do dry out really quickly, and make sure you water it every day in the summer months. Now when it comes to making the hanging baskets and choosing what plants you want to go into them, you can be as creative as you like. This one here we've done is just blue and white, very minimalistic looking, but looks really good. You could do a whole series of those, all the same colours. It could be even as simple as this one here. It's just got the one geranium in, and that'll just continue to bush out and look great for months on end. You don't have to do just flowers either. Now we've got this one here, which is actually a herb basket. This would be ideal for planting outside or hanging outside the kitchen window. You just keep picking herbs from it whenever you need them. We've planted parsley around the outside there, and we've got chives and rosemary, basil and sage at the top. So that's a really good idea too. Another idea is tomatoes. Now this is a tumbling tomato, so it'll just trail over the edge of the basket. You can see there we're starting to get a few tomatoes on, and within the next few weeks that'll be an abundance of tasty tomatoes. In the back here we've got strawberries planted in the baskets. These are a great idea because the strawberries can just hang over the edge and not sit on the soil, as they can often rot when they're sat on the soil. So they just hang over the edge, and you can just pick them when you're ready. It's a bit late in the season now for the strawberries, so there's not too many left, but in the middle of the season there'd be masses of them. And that's it for hanging baskets. Thanks for joining us at Kings Online, and we'll see you again soon.
Best advice and a shorter growth guaranteed.